Right, here we go. Live again. Today I just wanted to have a day where y'all can ask me anything. Opinions on this, opinions on that, you name it, whatever. Um, if I had anything in particular to talk about today, it'd probably be a recap of yesterday from Trump's rally. And then probably the debate. And I think the debate will be, I think Trump's approach needs to be very particular. And if he comes in calm, cool, and collected, I think Trump will have a pretty good night Thursday. And I think it'll be interesting to see what kind of drugs they have Biden on. Will he have an earpiece? All sorts of stuff like that. And I think if Trump comes in calm, cool, and collected and just simply talks about securing the border, drill, baby, drill, no new wars, then Trump will create a pretty appealing message for independents out there or anybody else that's, unsure about who they're going to vote for. Yeah, if Trump comes in calm, cool, and collected, then the debate should go pretty well for him. He'll be debating both Jake Tapper and Joe Biden, though. So if he can keep his cool, though, then Trump will be in the driver's seat to win that debate. And Biden, another thing about Biden is he doesn't have a message really, other than he's not Trump. I couldn't really tell you a single thing that he's planning to do if he wins re-election. Has he really talked about any legislation, any executive orders, anything of that sort that he plans to talk about or do after he, were he to get reelected? And I think that's something that Trump needs to harp on, or at least the campaign needs to harp on as well, is that Biden is more focused on the past and not being Trump. Trump is more focused on creating a better future for not only Americans today, but Americans of the future. He's recently talked about cryptocurrency and how we need to have that made in America because China could capitalize on another market if we don't act on it now. So that's another thing. Trump is running for a future. Biden wants you to focus on the past. If Biden could have his way, he'd like the debate to be on January 6th, 2021, as all that's going on. Biden wants you to think about that. They want you to think about Roe v. Wade. That's all they want you to think about. They don't want you to think about anything that they've done because there's not much of a record there. Gator's mom, MS, is the abbreviation for the state of Mississippi. That's all it stands for. So Mississippi for Trump is the name. Mississippi is just like, it's too long to type for the title to fit on a phone. So just from an analytics and like outreach standpoint, it just looks better. It's also become a pretty synonymous name, at least as far as YouTube goes. So there's just the backstory behind that, if that answers your question. But MS is just the state abbreviation of Mississippi. That's all. Back to what we were talking about. But yeah, so Biden doesn't have anything to run on. Trump does. And I think that that's very compelling thing that the Trump campaign can bring up. I mean, the only things I can think about is the PACT Act, which had bipartisan support, and then the CHIPS Act, which I'm pretty sure did as well. And that does not outweigh the inflation, the open border, the wars all over the world, and a myriad of other things that the Biden administration has inflicted on Americans. And they want to gaslight Americans into believing that things are okay. They don't want you to think that inflation is actually hurting you. I remember whenever inflation was at its peak, you had some liberal media outlets saying that it was a good thing or that supply chain issues were just the case of the missing treadmill, as Jen Psaki famously said. The Biden administration has absolute disdain for regular Americans, and it's disgusting to see. It's also disgusting to see people who will just throw a blind eye to that because they hate Trump. Honestly, this election is not about Trump or Biden. It's just, you want to save America or not. Forget about Trump. Forget about personality. First of all, Trump's personality is the only reason he was able to achieve some of the policy victories that he did. But secondly, just forget about personality and think about policy. Policy is what makes someone a great or a bad president, not their personality. Personality can be a contribution in either direction, but policy is where the moneymaker is. Trump's policy of lower taxes, higher wages, a secure border, peace through strength. Sure, his personality helped achieve those, but what made the bigger deal was his policy. So don't think about personality as much. Running for president is not a personality contest. It's not a popularity contest. It's not a money contest, even though Trump's winning that battle right now. So up, Freedom Tower. It's about policy and what you can do for the American people. And I think some people forget that because they have TDS and the media has lied to them over and over again, and they fail to see it any other way. Something interesting came out today. The Snopes, the liberal media fact checker, finally admitted that Trump did not call white supremacists good people or fine people on both sides, is the quote. They finally admitted that Trump called them evil. That video is viral. Not the full context video, of course, because the liberal media can never tell you the truth. I agree, James and Freedom, Trump 2024. But yeah, no, Trump did not call white supremacists or neo-Nazis fine people. He called them disgusting and thugs and pigs. He hates white supremacy. As much as the liberal media would want you to think otherwise, he does. So Snopes, after 7 years, finally said that Trump did not call them fine people. So about 7 years too late, Snopes. Sure, that didn't affect the 2020 election at all. Just like the Hunter Biden story that 51 intel agency officers said was false. That same laptop was used as evidence in court about a couple weeks ago. But, forget about that. How many lies have to be disproven? How many lies? It's honestly despicable to see people just turn a blind eye to stuff like that. It's sad to see. But it is what it is, and you got to put up with it. But we'll fight those battles. We'll continue to fight those battles every single day. Because we got a country to save. How's it going, sir? Anything in particular y'all want to ask? Any opinions on anything in particular? Y'all ask me anything. It's just a nice Sunday. Went to church this morning. All glory to God. None of this that I do or any of us do would be possible without the grace of God and the love of God. But yeah, y'all ask me anything. Y'all like the stream, do whatever. Just out here enjoying this beautiful nature. I wonder how many people still think that Trump called white supremacists fine people. I genuinely wonder how many people still believe that crap. How many people actually still believe that? And I wonder how many people's mind could be changed if they actually knew the truth about a lot of things that Trump has said. The comedian, actor, whatever he is, I don't know. But Michael Rapinoe, I think is how you say his name. Long time TDS Trump hater. But he has started to, he admitted this clip is one of the bigger parts of his transformation, I guess you could call it. Of, switching to, definitely not voting for Biden and definitely open to voting for Trump. Is how, once he realized the full context of that clip and what Trump actually said and not just what the media told him. And then just the crime and everything that is going on, he's now switched his perspective into voting for Trump. And if someone like him can openly say that, being in a market in Hollywood that is has such a disdain for Trump, for him to be open enough and have the cojones to actually talk about that, I think is something that many other people can do in a less volatile environment. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make America great again. There's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone can get behind a message like that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. MAGA, I talked about this yesterday, but MAGA is not just for, white people. MAGA is for everybody, despite what the media wants to tell you. Also, never, ever, ever take people serious that want to compare Trump to Hitler or the Nazis or Stalin or Mussolini. Those people killed millions and millions of people, and they want to compare Trump to that. That is insane, and that is disrespectful to the people that died at the hands of those evil people. Never take anyone serious that tries to say anything like that. They have no idea what they're talking about. They've never looked at a history book, and it is insanely disrespectful to compare the two. Not only to Trump, but especially and mostly to the people that actually died at the hands of those dictators and just absolutely evil people. You cannot compare anything that Trump has ever done to anything that Hitler or Mussolini or Stalin ever did. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Just never take anyone serious that actually wants to compare those kinds of people to Trump. VYSROM. That's awesome, man. Mississippi is a wonderful state. Wonderful state, beautiful state. Lots of amazing people. I bet you are looking forward. What part of Mississippi are you moving to? Central, southern, northern? You living in central Mississippi or southern? Biloxi. Ooh, Biloxi. I love Biloxi. Man, if I could move to Ocean Springs, I would. Yeah, Biloxi's an awesome town, great seafood, and it's close to Ocean Springs. There's a great donut shop there. But Biloxi's a wonderful town. It's actually a pretty red area, despite it being close to Gulfport, where there's some union jobs. But yeah, Biloxi's a red area. And I think, see, will it be Haney? I can't remember if it's Haney or not, but Haney might be your state representative. I could be wrong, though. What do I do about Trump? My wisdom. I don't know if I'd call it wisdom. Um, I mean, I just make Biden. Okay, Jose, give me one reason you're voting for Biden. You want to have a discussion? Or you gonna run away? Come on, Jose. You can do it. Not hard. You're not gonna say anything, Jose? So you're voting for Biden because he sucks too? That's a really compelling argument right there. Okay, so why aren't you voting for Trump then? Give me one reason you're not voting for Trump. Yeah, Biden is a child sniffer. You're absolutely right, Freedom Tower. Frank, do you live in Corinth? They're all the same. Okay, so why are you voting for the same? Why not vote for Trump then if they're the same? That makes no sense. That makes no sense, Jose. What's the difference if they're the same? Why vote at all then? Right? So you're going to actually have to have a difference if you're just going to come on here and say Biden 2024, but then call them the same. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Awesome, Frank. Corinth, I haven't been up there. I know Corinth's a wonderful town. They got the railroads up there, and the deep history with the Civil War there. One of the bigger battles, at least in the state of Mississippi, for the war between the states. Trump 2024, I agree. So you gonna expand on what you're saying, Jose, or not really? I guess I'll take that as a no. All right. I agree, Freedom Tower. Trump 2024. I'll give you some great reasons to vote for Trump. Household incomes rose $5,000 under Trump. My source on that is the St. Louis Fed. Poverty hit a 50-year low in 2019. My source for that is Statista. Unemployment was at 3.5% in February 2020. My source for that is factcheck.org. We had a much more secure border under Trump, and that didn't really take a source. Just open your eyes. In the month of May, 170,000 people crossed the border illegally. That is almost half of what just a normal year under Trump would have been. So that's 1 month compared to half a year. Just put that into perspective. Trump is a nice guy. I saw him yesterday in Philadelphia at the cheesesteak place. Trump gave them a $500 tip and wrote on the receipt, no tax on tips if you vote for Trump. That's what I've been doing that too every time I go out to eat, just spreading the message that way. That's something that I think everyone can get behind. And a poll recently came out um, saying that a lot of people would not support that policy if Trump's name was attached to it. Like a lot of Democrats wouldn't support no tax on tips if Trump's name was attached to it. So Democrats would not do something great for Americans if Trump's name was attached to it. If that tells you where their heads at, that's insane. Honestly, I feel bad for people that are that like tricked into believing Trump is this awful thing. That they're willing to not do something great if Trump's name's attached to it. That's awful. That's sickening. Y'all have any other questions? Anything in particular I want to talk about? Trump can run. What do you mean, Frank? Yeah, Trump may be a convicted felon, but he can still run. And I put convicted felon in quotes. But Trump can run. Um, Tiger King is actually running for president, even though he's sitting in a jail cell right now. So yeah, he can still run. Trump can absolutely still run. Now, honestly, that conviction that we put in quotes has probably helped him. What do you mean, Frank? Loopholes? It's hot today. We are less than 150 days away from the election. Saw that the other day. Only 150 more days until we can vote Joe Biden out of office. Wonder how many media outlets have reported on Joe Biden's daughter's diary, Ashley Biden. Wonder how many people have talked about that diary. I cannot wait either. I'm sick and tired of the Biden administration, as I'm sure many Americans are, with inflation still costing the average family $1,000 a month, our wide open border, crime everywhere. The only thing you like about Trump is his bluntness, but I just think a lot of Americans think they're running this country by themselves without everyone's help also. Um, his bluntness is actually like one of the reasons his policy was able to work. That's how he was able to achieve a lot of the success he had on the border. Yeah, I do live in awesome Freedom Tower. I do live in a red state, but Biden's policies nationally have hurt even red states. The federal government has spent way more money than it can just spend because it's just made up money out of thin air. Hold on 1 second. Hope that everyone's okay. But yeah, Trump's bluntness is what he was able to use that as a way to achieve a lot of his successes. And we can argue about whether or not they were successes. We can do that, yeah. But thanks, Scott. Yeah, even if you live in a red state, the federal government's decisions still have an impact. Like Biden spending all this money that we don't have and pumping the economy with just trillions and trillions of dollars, that's still going to have an effect on Mississippi. Well, Jose. Yeah, no, I agree, Scott. And then yeah, um, I think Trump does need to build a wall, Jose, because it would help. It would just help secure the border. But I understand what you're saying with the homeless, and Trump actually has a plan with the homeless, where he's going to try to actually get them some help. Thanks, Schwuggy. No, Ohio, they have a very important Senate race coming up. Bernie Moreno versus Sherrod Brown. Everyone needs to go vote for Bernie Moreno because one of the problems that Trump had in his first term is that he had a lot of rhinos and Republicans working against him. In my own state, Mississippi, Senator Roger Wicker, he did not say he finished the wall. I don't think he said he finished it, but I know he plans to add more than he did because whenever he was about to leave office, he had 200 miles ready to go that the Biden administration is just selling for pennies right now. But yeah, one of the problems that Trump had in his first term was that he had Republicans like Roger Wicker voting against him. Roger Wicker voted against the wall. And the only reason Trump was able to get a lot of stuff done on the border is that he declared a national emergency, which it was in 2019. That definitely was applicable for a national emergency. And Trump was able to actually get some stuff done because Congress wouldn't budge because Republicans were working against him. And then that led to the midterm disaster of 2018, where Democrats took control of the House again. And obviously, things would have been stalemated there. So just think about that when people like to say that Trump didn't do anything, because he had people working against him every single day. Trump built and he repaired about 450 miles of wall. Trump got Mexico to give us over 20,000 soldiers for free from the Mexican government to help guard the border. Trump implemented Remain in Mexico, which brought crossings way down. And then during the pandemic, he implemented Title 42, which also helped crossings go way down. So we didn't have to worry about the border during the pandemic. That's not nothing. Stop spewing lies. He did have snakes in the grass. You're absolutely right. Disprove them then. Go fact check all of them, bud. Come on. Please tell me how the border right now is anything better than it was under Trump. We've had millions crossed under Joe. Come on, man. Yeah, he did tell us Mexico would pay for it. Sure, that was a lie, but he actually still got stuff done, okay? What has Joe done? Come on. What has Joe done on the border? We had 170,000 people cross the border in May alone. That's about half a year under Trump, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. Huh? Mm-hmm. And they're just let in. Even if they go through a legal port of entry, you still have to come in the right way. There's people that work hard for years and years to become citizens. Triggered much? No, it's because you're out here spewing lies, bud. You're just going to sit here and lie when you're not going to disprove me at all. Trump built and prepared almost 450 miles of wall. He got Mexico to give us over 20,000 soldiers to guard the border. And he implemented Remain in Mexico. All things that help secure the border, bud. Absolutely, Kelly, I agree. How do I not know what I'm talking about, Cindy? Come on. Come on, how do I not know what I'm talking about? I'm actually listing things that he did. Y'all are just saying, nuh-uh, that's not an argument. If he doesn't win, I think the biggest reason would be, honestly, if he doesn't win, it might just be turnout. If Republicans don't turn out like they need to, because Democrats are going to have enough, people turn out and then mail-in ballots and everything that they get turnout high enough. But Republicans just need to turn out. They absolutely need to turn out. Is that a threat, Cindy? I agree. Trump 2024. Yeah, see, every state has become a border state under Biden. It's almost every day that we see that another illegal immigrant has committed a crime. Disprove me on anything that I said about the border. Disprove me on anything I said about the border. They can be haters, but I'll just prove them wrong and then they'll run away. Oh, so you are threatening me. I bet that makes you feel really good about yourself. Maybe if Congress was able to do something, bud. Maybe if Congress was able to do something about the wall, Trump wouldn't have been so strained. Disprove it then. Trump got over 20,000 soldiers from Mexico to guard the border for absolutely free. Trump built and repaired almost 450 miles of wall the way the Border Patrol wanted. Okay? And then Trump implemented Remain in Mexico. All things that Trump did for the border. He also helped crack down on asylum crime. Okay? He also prosecuted record cases involved in that. Okay, I'm not old enough to vote. That doesn't mean these decisions that Biden is making is not going to affect me down the road, bud. Absolutely, huh? Blacks for Trump. Trump did a lot of things for black Americans. Just because I'm not old enough doesn't mean that these decisions won't affect me. Okay? I said he repaired and built. Open up your ears, bud. Oh, yeah, you're scared because you can't disprove a thing I've said. Go run away like a freaking coward, bud. Yep. Facts are liberals' worst nightmare. Yep, run away. Run away. Yep, can't disprove me, so you leave. And I'm a kid too, so really, how does that make you feel? There was multiple black people there, tens of black people, possibly 100. Okay, go actually look at the footage and not just something that might have showed you. Most educated people are liberal, so all of a sudden, if you have a degree, that just makes you just insanely smart. Everyone goes to the grocery store. Everyone can look at our border. Everyone can look at the world. You don't need a PhD to do that. Yeah, I know that the cartels are making billions off of human trafficking. Is that what you want to talk about, Vox? I appreciate y'all, man. One clown's already run away. Y'all may as well join him. I need. How do I need media literacy to understand what's going on? Everyone can look at the. Everyone can look at the border. Everyone can look at. Everyone can go to the grocery store. Everyone can fill up their car with gas. Everyone can look at the world. That's not. You don't need a PhD to do that, bud. Okay, where's your evidence for that, Vox? Come on. Where's your evidence that he pays them? Come on, say it. Come on, provide it. If you're gonna say something, prove it. I appreciate y'all, man. Okay, Kelly. What's that supposed to mean? That's not an argument. You can look at the world and see that we didn't have this war in Ukraine under Trump. We didn't have an attack on Israel like we did. That's because Trump closed Russia's pipeline and Trump put sanctions on Iran that made them broke. Okay, it doesn't take a PhD to know these things. Your buddy Biden gave $6 billion to Iran. Yeah, Vox, show evidence. Or did you run away like your other pal? Okay, but Russia didn't invade like they did. There was a regional conflict going on over two territories, but Russia didn't completely invade until Biden got into office. There was a regional conflict there over two territories. Open up a history book, bud. And that's under Obama, by the way. Nothing that Trump did could have prevented that because he wasn't in office yet. The invasion of Ukraine happened in 2022. You think it's just some coincidence that Russia invaded under Bush and then Obama skipped Trump and then Biden? You think that's just some magical coincidence? Yeah, that Trump froze, buddy. Trump froze them. Sanctions on Iran. You can see how broke they were under Trump. Okay, just prove it then, JN. Prove it then. Prove that I'm not saying anything that's true. Trump put sanctions on Iran that made them broke. Their currency was worthless under Trump. They were hardly selling any oil, which is their biggest business under Trump. Disprove it then. Come on. Yep, Trump 2024. Yes, he did. Disprove it then. He put sanctions on Iran that made them broke. PolitiFact says this. Everybody says this, bud. You can go look it up. Go look at Iran's GDP. Go look at their the exportation of oil. Go look at inflation in Iran. Go look at the value of their currency in Iran. Oh, so yeah, now you spewed a nonsense and a bunch of crap because you can't prove me wrong. Thank you, Edward. Disprove any single one of them then. Come on, bet. Let's do it right now. Come on, disprove me then. Disprove me on anything I've said. Come on. Come on, disprove me then. You gonna run away like your little pal earlier did. Hey, I've heard if you like the stream, it triggers liberals. Disprove me then. If you're going to say I'll say something is a lie, you better come with information and source to back it up. How? We had far less border crossings under Trump. Trump implemented Remain in Mexico. He built and repaired almost 450 miles of wall. He got over 20,000 soldiers from Mexico to guard the border for free, absolutely free. I'm getting upset because you're saying I'm lying. Of course, I'm going to defend my reputation. Built and repaired. Yes. He made the wall better there. Trump's repairs included putting cameras, raising the wall, making them harder to climb. Like, that's all great things. There is no open border policy. How about funding sanctuary cities? I don't know, maybe giving mass amnesty to people, just removing Remain in Mexico. Those don't sound like open border policies to you. Yes, he did. Disprove me then. Disprove me then, Vox. Okay, then why hasn't Biden repaired them? And where's your source for this, by the way? Why hasn't Biden repaired them if they're falling apart? And then where's your source for it? Maybe if the border wasn't being, yeah, you're right. Maybe if the border wasn't being so overrun, maybe the things that you claim to be happening wouldn't be happening. No, you didn't. Where did you provide a source? Where? What about, like, a company or like Border Patrol or, something like that? You can't just say Google. What is that supposed to mean, Kelly? What is that? What exactly is that supposed to mean? So I prove you wrong, Kelly, and then you again. If you actually look at the Department of Labor statistics, around 90% of new jobs created under Biden have gone to immigrants, whether they were illegal or legal, has yet to be shown. But okay, so you're gonna want to run away because you can't prove anything that you're saying. You can't prove that I'm lying because I'm not lying. It's that simple. Cartels have made billions thanks to Biden's open border policies by human trafficking and getting people to the border. Just how is that a lie? Go prove it wrong. Prove the cartels haven't made billions under Biden. Prove it. Prove it. Come on, do it. I dare you. I can absolutely prove my own claims. Look at the House committee. House committee did a report on this. Yes, I have. You're just not listening. NBC. Trump got over 20,000 soldiers from Mexico. Trump has built, I'll quote their article, Trump has built a wall of Mexico soldiers for free. Reuters also says this. For the wall, like the U.S. News, something like that. For Remain in Mexico, it doesn't take a scientist to do that. Prove me wrong then. I literally just cited them for you. You haven't cited a single thing. You literally said Google. That's all you said. I can say that too if that works for you. I can say it then. Even though I actually gave you the actual places. What exactly has the bipartisan infrastructure bill done? Yeah, buddy, I literally just cited them for you. I guess you weren't listening. You haven't proved a single thing I've said a lie. You're the only one lying here. Hey, Vox, can you agree that we've had far more border crossings under Biden than we ever did under Trump? Like millions more? Can we agree on that? Really, what has it done? I mentioned that earlier. Does that really compare to harm that the Biden administration has done? What has it done, Vox? Name one thing. I mean, I know about like 7 electric charging stations for vehicles that cost like $42 billion. I know about that. Um, how are we more appealing right now? And what exactly does like putting them just randomly in cities, shipping them off to sanctuary cities, have to do with being more compassionate? Maybe it's because Biden will just let more people in that our borders are getting overrun. How many more murders of people do we need? Bridges and highways. That's what everyone does. Every single state does that. Repairs bridges and highways. You want to act like that's some major accomplishment? Are you serious? We're not stealing children? Once again, I point to the human trafficking that has made the cartels billions under Biden. They're just not being let. What are you talking about? We've had millions cross our border under Biden. Millions. Okay, you repair roads every single day. That's not like a huge thing. If you're really going to say that repairing bridges and highways outweighs inflation, the border, and the war and the fire that has started across the world, then you're being willfully dishonest and you're trying to gaslight people. Okay, and what exactly are you trying to say there? Does repairing bridges and highways outweigh inflation? Does it outweigh the border? Does it outweigh the fact that we're closer to World War III than we've ever been before? Does repairing bridges and highways really outweigh that? Does it outweigh the trillions of dollars that we've spent that we don't have? I think the children need to be left alone when it comes to those things. I think that Biden's reckless spending exploded inflation. And sure, companies are taking advantage of it, but Biden's plan is to what? Raise taxes on corporations? Like that's going to help? How can we really expect raising taxes on corporations to help lower price gouging? That makes no sense at all. What have they debunked? What exactly have they debunked? Have we not had millions cross the border? I see Scott. Thanks, man. Have we not had millions of people cross the border? Look, how many people have to die at the hands of illegal immigrants before you admit there's a problem at the border? Or how many more 12-year-olds have to get AR'd in a park for you to agree there's a problem at the border? Yep, Trump's 124. Oh, they stopped responding. Poor things. I'm on a walking trail. Is this really what you're concerned about? Oh my gosh, clown. Well, buddy, you're refusing facts right now. Have we not had millions of people cross the border? Have we not had millions of people cross the border under Biden? Okay, I'll go look at it. I can't look at it right now because I'm on a live stream that you're commenting on. I'll go look at it later, but have we not had millions of people cross the border under Biden? Millions more than we had under Trump. Buddy, I literally said I'm on a walking trail. Oh my gosh. Come on, Kelly. Have we not had millions of people cross the border under Biden? Come on, Kelly. You can do it. You can agree to it because it's true. Come on, Kelly. You can do it. Oh, come on, Kelly. You can do it. Yeah, I'll start off and say it. 2.2 million people. You can go look at Border Patrol statistics. 2.2 million people crossed the border in 2022. 2.2 million people. Okay, so you think taking away Remain in Mexico and funding sanctuary cities and giving mass amnesty to people is the solution? That encourages more people to come across an already strained open border. It doesn't make sense. I do, Edward. My parents are wonderful. Okay, what have they done, Vox? What have they done? Sure, there's good ones out there. No one's saying there's not, but come in the right way. There's also murderers, drug dealers, everything like that. Okay, I've said it 3 times because, I'm making a point. All this influx of illegal immigrants is costing more taxpayer dollars. Killing people is not good for the economy. And then yeah, influx of tax dollars, welfare, everything of that sort. So we're spending more money that we don't have. Also true, Joseph. Yeah, it's no secret that all countries were founded on people that eventually got there. No secret there. I mean, it's literally like to say that society can function without borders is also false. So I don't understand how the economy functions. Well, look, whenever inflation is high, unemployment is on the rise, incomes and wages are down, I don't think it takes a PhD or anything to know that that's not a good economy. The middle class is struggling right now. Inflation is causing the average family $1,000 a month extra. Unemployment is 4% and wages are down over 3%, bud. Go check factcheck.org. We wouldn't have had inflation if Biden didn't spend all the money he did the first few months he got into office. Inflation wouldn't have been near as bad. And now Biden's solution to price gouging is to raise taxes on corporations? That makes no sense, bud. Come on now. You can't be that dense. Okay, so what is Biden's solution? To raise taxes on them? They're just going to raise prices further. Seriously. How is that a lie? Biden wants to raise taxes on corporations. Okay, so you're telling me that we're going to take more money away from corporations and they're just going to lower their prices. Please tell me how that makes sense. Please tell me how that makes sense.